Hey guys, I'm gonna kick it off by what is going on with the price of cars, and they're not even built to last. Well, I take that back. They want you to pay as if they built these things and they've upkept their cars, which most of the time they don't. Especially this one up here, they got the crawler already there. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. This one caught my eye first. Was this 97 Nissan Sentra? Let's go into it. 150,000 miles. Not bad. It still has that silver trim that's actually in pretty good condition. Dun, dun. Hmm. All right. Oh, studs. Hmm. I'll copy that image. Actually, I can't do that yet. Oh, they're leaving. $1,500 for this. $150,000, almost 30-year-old car. It has three out of the four all seasons. They're saying it's only $40 for new gasket plus manual labor. So, like, deal with it. Bonkers, bro. Windshield wiper motor is disconnected. Why? It has all winter tires, but then it only has three all season tires. So you have to buy a tire. Let's crank this into ChatGPT. Let's do this. I was looking at some other cars before this. Let's see if I can do this. I wonder. Boom, I can stick a photo in there. That's dope. Let's see about this. Yeah, I mean 140,000 is like super low for a 30-year-old car. That's 5,000 miles a year. It's like this old grandma chilling, you know what I'm saying? Sludge, low oil events, burns on manifold, lazy ownership habits. Yep. Yeah. Our Alaska salt could eat away. So a lot of the older cars back in the day, and you're dealing with this kind of stuff, is be careful. Older cars are susceptible to the salt that we put on the ground now because of how chemically reactive it is. And the older cars, they made them for commuters. They made them for the long haul, but they didn't price them or they didn't make them to be able to survive the chemicals we use today. So that's why you'll see a lot of these older cars just rusted through on the bottom because of that. And then again, if you need a cheap commuter, this is a 6.5 out of 10, $800. That's what, half the price basically. And then see it, let's remember in the CRV up top. Yeah, and then see how it positions it. And this I'm using ChatGPT, so it's actually positioned it correctly. And the other part of this is we use salt here in Alaska, and I even still think 900 or $800 is still too much. Yeah, see, it's just like if you know if you know cars and you can talk to GPT about it, like if any within any profession, if you know what you're talking about, ChatGPT is a very good tool to have as far as the back and forth. And then I also talk to my friends about it as well. But rust surprises, cold weather reliability concerns, risk of inspection failure, future repairs, all these things are in play, whether this person wants to acknowledge that or not. I mean, quite frankly, I think I'm gonna throw out a lower ballpark because it's just not happening. Like you, it's I don't like being a douchebag, but I also don't like being caught in a lemon car as well. It's like it's a very fine line between are you trying to shortchange them or are they trying to rip you off? And I understand when people are trying to like move or leave or trying to get the next car, but if you know in your heart of hearts that this car is it's 30 years old, okay? Let's be real here. I bought two Subarus at one time and they were like one was 2003, one was 2004 or 5. That one had 200,000 miles on it and I sold it for $700 even though I replaced the catalytic converter. The thing's kicking at 23 years old, 22 years old. Well, it's 21 years old at the time. Um, at like 207,000 miles. Okay, transmission means it's at 207,000 miles transmission, 207,000 mile engine. Could it last for another 50, 60,000 miles? 100%. But my heart of heart, I know that car is older than it is newer. And you can't be giving it these ridiculous prices just because it's running, just because you bought tires, just because. And for me, that's where I just don't feel bad if I just offer $500. Like it's just not going to be. I'm just not going to cry about it because I like the car. It has good low miles, but it's 30 years old. Just because the engine is low on mileage doesn't mean the frame's not bad. The strut housings aren't bad. The fuel injectors aren't going bad. The fuel pump's not going bad. The lines aren't going bad. There's everything else around that that's perfect. That's just like you can have the best heart, but you go into a coma, doesn't matter if that heart can beat on its own or not. The brain's gone. Or just because you have a great heart, you lose your legs, you're not running no more. It's like it just because one part of this car looks good, feels good, doesn't mean everything else around it isn't starting to fail. The wiring, the relays, the grounding wires, like all this plays into part. So before you as a salesperson gets mad at somebody offering you some lowball price, understand what you're trying to sell. This isn't a Firebird. This isn't a 911 Porsche from the 80s. This isn't a dime piece. This is a half a cent piece because the price and then what you think it deserves makes no sense. Um, just like I mean, I sold my Subaru. It was like $600 I sold it for. It's worth that. It's not worth the 2,000 that other people be selling these cars for. Not. And that's where it gets crazy with some of these prices. Let's go with another one. Let's see what Axel see. I mean, it's not a bad engine. See, the engine's good. The part that I'm worried about is the strut housing. Is this corroding underneath that? Is this corroding? The wiper blades, I already have to figure out why that's broken. Um, yeah, I mean, looks good. Just because you update a car and put some Bluetooth in it, put some new speakers, no, that's a cosmetic thing for you. That is not for others. Okay. Again, just because you did small upgrades doesn't mean you get to update the price as well. Stickers all in it. Have to remove those. Some crazy fabric. Whoa. Yeah, I don't know. You got to work on that. Put that bad boy over there. On the CRV. Let's see what this thing worth. I don't think it's worth 500. I think head blown gaskets on those things are just freaking awful. Yep. Overheated too many times. Yeah, warp zone. That's where it gets bad, dude. Where it's like multiple times overheated. That's crazy. Yeah, see, I mean, if you're a hustler, you can do it, but this is a yeah, brutal project. It's a freaking yeah, this is yo, crazy. Professional shop, straightforward job, 8 to 12 hours. Could be a weekend job for you, or it's gonna be a full week. Labeling, timing chain alignment. So timing chain kits are usually that's what just freaks me out. That's where it's a no no. Yeah, if you're a flipper, I mean, 500, you can probably make money. I don't even know how much an engine for engine. $2,000, $1,000 your prices. 2003. Mm, bro. Nah. As a car you need to buy and then figure out later on, I would skip this. I'm glad the person was honest, but when you have to get into a timing chain kit, I would go look it up if I was you guys. It's not a walk in the park. I hate timing chains. They're strong and they last, but when they break, it's a shit show. 3,500 for an 95 Subaru. Actually pretty clean. Oh, manual. That's fun. Yeah, less than 1,000. Wow. Let's see here. 3,500. This is just bananas, man. I just don't. worse. Yeah, see, price starts to go down by like $1,000, $1,500. All by underneath. Yeah, his character. Yeah, because I mean, I love old cars. I don't really care about new cars, so it knows me after talking with me about some designs I want for cars I want to do. Underside engine bay, cold start video, how fast, third gear, uphill. And third gear is important because that's like the last bit of power before you shift it into fourth and fifth gear. Like third is like that middle ground of between the gears from one to five. So third, if it has a hard problem getting to third gear, always pass up a car like that. Overall, I mean, it's good. It can hit that out, heat it up, and then hit it with a ball peen hammer. Um, One of the older, it looks like a 2 point, I think it was like 2.2 engine. Don't quote me on that. I forget what the older ones drove. Super awesome that it's all wheel, but 35, I don't know. Again, it's age. Like age is doesn't matter how many miles you do or don't have on it. When the thing's hitting at 30, 40 years old, you don't get that. All right, let's get the last one here with this Jeep 2001. Boy, I don't know like no 2001 Jeep. Otherwise, that thing has got beat up. Doors smashed. Recon title. Heater does not work. And this boy's from, man, that's a wrap. Like, yeah, it's stupid. The heat control valve, core clogged, dash out heater, core labor, engine for the most part, brand. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Less desirable if it's just, well, so he went on the low side, actually, the value. He went at 1200, which is the low side of the run strong. He's on the high end of the heater issue. So I mean, it looks honest, but that rear wheel drive only, see, it's putting that CV project up there, even though it's going to be 500 plus 3 grand to get it going. Where this one, at the worst, you're looking at a grand for everything. But I think the Sentras are actually like a belt driven. Um, but yeah, just be careful what you're going after. Be careful about what you're trying to do in your life. I know money's tight. I've been there with my wife and our kids, and money. I remember when money was tight, you just can't do everything. And I had to make ends meet. There was times where I would bicycle to work to save money and stuff like that. And I remember when I was in college, I would actually not have insurance on my car for the summertime just so I can save $1,500, and I would just bicycle or um, skateboard to friends' houses or bicycle to friends' houses, like or catch like a bus somewhere, or here and there I'd get a cab ride for like $10. And that means a lot, instead of $150 a month, I would spend like $50 a month. And then you have to also factor in gas. So, I'm looking at 100, 120 for gas plus insurance. So looking at $300. I mean, just have to see where you're at in life and make the better calls. So just stuff like that. And, uh, or you can do like the parking insurance so your insurance doesn't just go off. I just shut it off. I just didn't care. But yeah, there you go, man. Like just be smart with your money, be safe with it, and don't just leap when you should have stood there and read it. But peace out.